Opila Bird is a major antagonist in the indie horror game series Garten of Banban, serving as the main antagonist of Garten of Banban I, the secondary antagonist of Garten of Banban II, and one of the tritagonists of Garten of Banban III. A member of the monsters that used to care for the kindergarten, she now exists as a vicious hunter of those who intrude on their domain. Opila Bird is the first of the mascots to encounter the protagonist. Opila Bird is a large bird-like creature with a pink body and purple wings. 3 purple feathers protrude from her head, and her eyes are a bloodshot red. Her legs and beak are yellow, the latter of which having been described in case notes as sharp. Handprints of various colors can be found along her body. During the events of Garten of Banban II, her right eye is scarred due to injuries sustained from the fall from the previous game. Opila Bird acts little more than a wild animal, likely due to her genome donor not being human. Opila Bird has been shown to be hostile to most organic organisms. Opila Bird exhibits behavior similar to a predatory animal during gameplay, stalking the player and becoming aggressive should certain actions be made. Unlike some of the other mascots, she seems incapable of speech, communicating only in screeches. Notably, Opila Bird is not aggressive to people who exhibit childlike qualities, instead acting motherly to these individuals. Case reports seem to indicate that Opila Bird's aggression is caused by witnessing the suffering of those under her care in her vicinity. It is still unknown why she is hostile to adults. Opila also seems to recognize Tartar Bird as her mate, as she is not hostile to him when they meet up near the end of Garten of Banban III. She also seems to care for him, jumping down after him once he falls at the end of said game. Before the events of the game, Opila Bird was created alongside the rest of the mascots to take care of Banban's kindergarten, and was made using the DNA of a Phoenicopterus roseus, greater flamingo, alongside Givanium. Although approved for further experimentation, her aggression towards organisms that do not possess the qualities of a child has made her unfit for presentation. Allegedly, Opila Bird, alongside Banban, attacked a child named Claire, who was rescued by Stinger Flynn. However, this event is dubious at best, and it's highly likely that Banban and Opila Bird were trying to care for the child. After the protagonist opens a door to a hallway, Opila Bird is seen stalking them. When the protagonist walks towards her, Opila disappears. After the protagonist turns on the power to the playground, she is seen sitting down next to the entrance of the ball pit. The player then collects 6 eggs to feed to Opila Bird. After that, the player is given access to the ball pit. When the protagonist finishes the puzzle to get the yellow keycard, Opila suddenly appears again at the lift. The player uses the drone to press a button to make a path appear, as they run from Opila, who is close behind. When the player makes it to the end, they use the orange keycard to retract the path, and Opila falls deeper into the kindergarten. After the protagonist successfully extracts the Givanium from multiple copies of Captain Fiddles, they encounter a long hallway with a dark room at the end. Opila, having survived the fall from the first game, is revealed to have been hiding in the room and chases the protagonist, only for them to escape Opila after they are led into a classroom ran by Bambolina. After escaping Bambolina's classroom, the protagonist finds themselves in a forest-like area, surrounded by miniature versions of Opila Bird. Opila herself is locked out of the room, and is stuck at the only pathway out of the room. To proceed, the protagonist has to gather the chicks to a nest before opening the door for Opila, who will rush to aid them after hearing their chirping. Opila first appears in the 3rd game during the 2nd hallucination. In this hallucination, she, alongside Stinger Flynn, Banban, and Captain Fiddles, are riding in a car in the desert. During this time, Opila only communicates with the others through her signature screech. The car eventually crashes due to Stinger Flynn not paying attention to a cactus in front of them, causing the hallucination to shift. Opila reappears physically in the Opila/Tartar room, where a single Opila chick can be found. Opila, alongside Tartar Bird, watch over the chick from above, and attack the protagonist should they get too close. The protagonist needs to scare off the chick using Mr. Kebab Man's audio, after which Tartar Bird is able to be ridden and tamed. Opila can be seen in the very next room, staring into the darkness. The protagonist lets the lone Opila chick ride on Opila's back, before Stinger Flynn emerges, who sicks a now feral Banban onto the group. The player has to race Opila, making sure that she and Tartar go through their corresponding doors first. At the end of the game, Banban catches up to the group, only for Jumbo Josh to make himself visible. The two, alongside Stinger Flynn, fight amongst each other, all while Opila and Tarta go to higher ground for safety. However, in the aftermath of the battle, Tarta Bird loses his footing and falls to the ground. Opila, distraught, stares at the protagonist, seemingly trusting them with her child, before jumping after Tarta. The protagonist, alongside the lone chick, descend lower into the kindergarten. The game has some interesting facts about Opila Bird. If the player gives Opila an egg that is hidden in the ceiling lights, it will give them the purple keycard instead of the yellow keycard, which leads to a previously inaccessible room that originally appeared at the beginning of the game. When the game was first being developed, Stinger Flynn was supposed to be the central antagonist of Garten of Banban, but was replaced with Opila Bird for unknown reasons. Early in development, Opila Bird was meant to be cyan with red details before being changed to the pink design in the final game. This is referenced with one of the baby Opila Birds, and later on with Tarta Bird, who both use the color scheme that Opila was meant to have. Opila Bird alongside Jumbo Josh, Huggy Wuggy, and Blue appeared on a controversial tweet by the Euphoric Brothers on Twitter in an image that's supposed to recreate the first time. Opila Bird was shown alongside Slow Celine and Bambolina in a poster for International Women's Day, confirming that she is female. It is revealed in Garten of Banban 2 that Opila's eyes can glow in the dark. Sometime after the release of the first game, Opila has become synonymous with the phrase "bird up," referring to a segment from the Eric Andre show. This has resulted in the phrase becoming a meme associated with the series.
Hey, you guys are watching Bird Up, the worst show on television. Superman, come on in. What's your favorite movie?
No, don't put my shit up.
What's your all right,
What's
just
my favorite movie?
talk to me like I'm Osama bin Laden.
Come on, don't do that.
No, they won't even see me. It just look like your shirt's lifting up.
Thank you for watching my video. Give it a like if you liked it, to promote the recommendations. I would be grateful for a subscription with a bell and a comment under the video. Good luck to you, dear viewers.